Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Lost. This is the episode 18 of the first season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, this is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. The last episode, it was all about Jin and Sun again. Yes, this is the second episode that we've had on this couple, or should I say not so long couple. You know what I mean? I don't know if you you seen the last ending, because the episode started with Sun. She was going to the beach in a bikini, and Jin, he wasn't happy, was he, mate? He ran over, he tried to cover her up, he was telling her to go and get dressed and tried to like move her away out of sight of everybody. Nobody really wants to say anything because it's not really their place, it's their relationship, but you could tell that people obviously have their opinions and don't really like the way he's kind of like treating her. And then like boom, mate, we got the whole backstory of what he actually done to get into the position where we seen him come into the house with blood all over his hands, you know what I mean? And basically we had the story of him working his way up through the ranks in their father's company. Getting to that situation, he was told to go and send the guy a message pretty much, because obviously he done something that was causing her dad a lot of money, and he wanted Jin to go over and obviously beat him up. But Jin went over, he didn't actually do that, and the next day her dad was absolutely fuming. He went mad at him, and then obviously sent him as a driver with a hitman in the back with a with a gun. He was going to kill him, putting his silencer on, and told him to wait in the car for a couple of minutes. He'll show you how to get the job done. That's what he was saying. Well, Jin read the situation. He knew that he couldn't actually let this person go in and kill somebody, so he just ran in front of the the guy's full family. His child was at the table as well, dragged him, started beating him, he was punching him, hitting him, and then at the end, after he left him bloodied onto the floor, he knelt down and whispers in his ear that he's just saved his life, which he actually did as well. He actually did save his life, because that guy was going to go in and kill him. And obviously he was satisfied with obviously the progression and the orders that he actually taken from her father, and that is how we got to the segment of him coming home with blood all over his hands. So that was interesting. If we go back to the island, the raft got set on fire. Now they pointed fingers straight at Jin. He can't defend himself in terms of speaking, because obviously he doesn't understand them, / he can't actually speak to them. And Michael started going mad and started beating him up. Now Jin actually didn't even start to protect himself. He just stood there. He was speaking in his own language, boom, knocked down, stood up again, spoke, boom, knocked down again, before Jin actually before Sun screamed and said, stop it, he wasn't him, he didn't burn down the raft. And it was revealed to everybody, as well as her husband, that she can actually speak English. Now obviously this steamrolled all the way back to them in the cave, and he was speaking, and basically she was saying that she wanted things to have a reset, she wanted it to go back to how it was between them, and he's ended up turning around and saying it's too late for that. Packed his stuff up and gone, mate, to the beach. So, mate, it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, what happens with their relationship, because if he starts cold shouldering her, he's got nobody. He can't understand and he can't communicate, so it's going to be interesting. But also, Locke figured out that it was Walt that burnt down the raft. It was, mate. He didn't tell his dad, and obviously he said he's not going to reveal it, but he asked him why, and basically he revealed that he likes being on the island. He's always bounced around in his life, and now he's found a place that he can actually call home, and he don't really want to leave. I thought that was really interesting as well, so I can't wait to find out more. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into episode 18 of the first season of Lost.
Hold on a second, dude. You want what now?
Group them together.
He wants you to hold the bamboo tighter.
There's nobody sabotages this one as well, huh?
I got people standing guard 24/7. We could use something to send out a distress call to any ship that might be close.
I'll ask Saeed, but I mean, even if he can make something like that, he's not gonna have anything to power it with.
So you see that crazy French chick had batteries?
I was brought unconscious to her camp. When I escaped, I was disoriented. I don't know how to find her.
You've got her maps and her papers.
For all I know, they could be the ravings of her disturbed mind. Song lyrics mixed with equations. If this map is pointing to her, then you should know she resides here, in this area.
Hurley might know something. Hurley episode, yes.
Swing your partner, Dosey. It's Saturday night. A grown-up man sitting at home watching TV. You should go out. Try to find yourself a nice woman.
Mega number 42.
Oh, and he's won as well.
23
Yo, how much did he win, mate? If you think about that, yeah, he could actually pay Walt back the 83 grand or something that he owes him. Couldn't he? He literally could. Yo, how much has he actually won? That's crazy. And are they the same numbers that Daniela's written down on those papers, because that would be well strange, wouldn't it? Talk about suspiciousness. And what's that thing as well? Conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Your mind would be playing like loads of tricks. You'd be thinking about everything if you was him.
You awake?
I was
I am
just
now.
wondering that myself.
So that French lady, she wrote this stuff, right? You and Shannon, you guys been trying to figure out some of this stuff, and take these numbers she wrote down a bunch of times. Got any idea what it means?
I thought at one time they might be coordinates of some kind. Why are you suddenly so interested in Rousseau?
I'm not. You know, making conversation, dude. Sorry if it's a bad time.
Do you reckon he's gonna go looking for her?
This bashful beauty is my mom, Carmen. Come here, Ma. Greatest guy I know, my grandpa Tito, 70 years old. And the closest thing that he's had to a vacation is when they put a pacemaker in him 4 years ago. Do things for the people I care about. Put my family through a lot recently, and well, this way I can make it up to them. Get to do some of the things that we always wanted to do.
That's crazy, that, ain't it? Especially with all the cameras there as well.
Sorry, I was just... You going somewhere? Me, no. Just thought I might take a walk. I'm a big guy. I get dehydrated easy.
I was wondering if you were free to help me with a little project.
Me? I'm nearly 9 months pregnant. I can barely waddle the beach.
Could you hold a saw?
Possibly.
You're perfect.
That's why I like Locke in certain situations. Tries to help everybody.
Here's what? The map. I told you it won't help you find her.
Hurley.
He was in my tent last night, quizzing me about Rousseau, about numbers she wrote.
Charlie, you seen Hurley?
Setting out for a walk. Looking like a loon, I might add.
When are you going to be back?
We can catch up to him before nightfall.
Everybody with me, drinks on me. Hey, yo, who you came leaving with? Chris Molly 9, everyone.
Sorry. They had the funeral. Father Aguilar getting struck by lightning.
Crazy.
Moving back home after Lisa left him for that waitress.
Don't mention that whore to me.
I'm just saying, you deserve something good to happen. Ever since I won the lottery, it's like we've had nothing but bad luck.
You know very well we are Catholic. We don't believe in curses.
Got a massive house.
Had a look at your new dream house.
Oh.
My ankle! Hugo, do I smell smoke?
Hang on, Ma. I gotta call 911.
Yes, tell them I broke my ankle.
Drop the phone, move away from the vehicle.
No, it's the house. This is
Do it now! Turn around!
No such thing as curses, huh, Ma?
They're just ignoring that fire. That's mad, that, innit? I kind of got that feeling, you know, when he seen the numbers and he started. Well, we got the video of him and his grandpa died, and then I was thinking, do you know what? Is he thinking that there's something in relation to that? Like, I think I might have even said the curse, and then if you look at it here, you know, he's mentioned it. You know, he's won the lottery, and then here you see his mum. She breaks her ankle, house on fire. He said his brother, his wife left him. Grandpa has died. At the funeral, some guy got hit by lightning. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, it's not going well. And to top it all off, right, I would be interested to know the flight number. Because if the flight number was the lottery codes, then that is, mate, that is sus, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I see there's so much conspiracy theories about what happened in, you know, in New York with the 9/11 plane crashes. You see all of these crazy things, conspiracy theories. People find like flight numbers that, like, obviously if you decode it, it's like the date or the time it happened, or do you know what I mean? And it's mad, but he's probably got a bit of genuine suspicion, if you know what I mean, with all that crazy stuff. It seems like everybody that he cares for, something's happening to them.
Yo! French chick!
I'm happy that we're going to get her today.
I would think you'd be happy. Every one of your stocks is up. You are now the majority shareholder for a box company.
Yo, imagine he owns a company that Locke works for.
Everybody needs boxes. Almost doubled your net worth in a few short months.
Now, how much money did he win?
Hugo, you are not the first lottery winner to believe the money's brought him nothing but trouble.
That's it. It's not the money, it's the numbers. Dude, don't look at me like that. I'm not crazy.
You know there is no such thing as a...
What the hell?
Hit that a little harder.
You could pitch in, seeing as how you've already bought your ticket.
Hey, did you taught us like I told you? If you'd taught it like I told you, the thing would still be together.
He just needs time. I humiliated him. When the raft sails, do you think he's going to leave with them? I don't know.
He stood on something.
Don't move! What are you guys? Do not move.
If you take your weight off it, it will release that. We need to find something to replace his weight on the trigger.
Wait, how are we gonna do that?
Hey, don't move!
Everybody, just calm down.
Hey, stay put.
No, Hurley! Hurley! Don't even... Hurley! What are you doing out here, man? I came to get a battery.
People are with him now. I would have gone ages ago anyway, regardless of what Saeed said. My interest would have been high.
My name is Lenny. How many Leonards are here? Can't you just type in Leonard? I mean, the guy's been here for like ever. He knows me. Oh, hey, Doc.
It's good to see you. What are you doing back here? I don't remember you and Leonard being that close, Hugo.
Hey, Lenny. Look, Lenny, I gotta know. What do the numbers mean?
42, 4, 8, 50, 60,
All right, so you get the numbers from him then. You know, he's taking it, but I've just noticed that he was in a psychiatric facility, and he said, "Hey, Doc," and it was like he knew him, and he's like, "What are you doing back here? I didn't know you and Lenny was friends." It's like, has Hurley been inside of this psychiatric place before? Do you know what I mean? Is he more to him than we know? Again, you know what I mean? We've had this episode all about the numbers, but mate, we need to know all about him as well, because when he did win the lottery, innit, and he was speaking and he was saying, "Oh, I put my family recently through something," you know what I'm saying? What was it? What have you put them through?
Come on, Lenny, give me something. Anything. Did they do something to you? I think they did something to me. Bad news to everyone around me. They look at me like I'm nuts. They don't believe me. Ever since I won the lottery with those numbers.
You use those numbers to play the lottery?
You've opened the box.
Lenny, the numbers, where'd you get them?
Sam Toomey. He heard them.
Who's Sam Toomey?
He heard them in Calgary.
What's Calgary?
In the town. In Australia.
Suppose there's somewhat of a problem.
Guys, you should come see this.
Yo, mate, that is gonna be some old sketchy bridge, that.
I should stay here. Hurley, get back here. Dudes, chill.
I wouldn't want to be the first person on there, but I wouldn't want to be the last. Probably second would be the best if the first makes it across. Oh, he's next.
Hey, hey, if he can do it.
Charlie! Charlie! Okay. Woo! All right, you two stay put right there. We're gonna find a way around, and we'll meet you there.
What was I saying there, mate? You won't want to be first on the bridge, and you won't want to be last. Second's probably the best one. Do you know what I mean? First makes it across, like, okay, stable enough to get there. But, you know, it's also showing that, you know, the first bit of weight could obviously cause it to break. He's lucky that he's got through it, but them two are on one, and them two are on the other. But I'm interested to see where Hurley is now, in middle of nowhere.
If this weren't the middle of nowhere, I'd say you were lost.
Hi, is this Sam Toomey's house?
Sam's been dead for 4 years.
Husband worked with a guy I know, Leonard Sims. Anyway, he told me about Sam hearing something.
You're talking about the numbers.
Yes, the numbers, exactly.
Sam and Leonard were stationed at a listening post monitoring long-wave transmissions out of the Pacific. 16 years ago, there's something in the static, repeating those numbers. A couple of days later, we're at the fair in Calgary, and Phil is offering 50 grand to anyone able to guess how many beans are in that jar.
Sam used the numbers.
Was exact to the bean. On the way home, a pickup truck blows a tire on the highway. It's head on. He started keeping a record. Anything terrible that happened, he believed it was all because he used those numbers.
Did he ever find a way to make it stop?
He put a shotgun in his mouth and pulled the trigger.
I used them to win the lottery. And now I think I'm under the same curse.
There's no curse. You make your own luck. Don't blame it on the damn numbers.
Like what she's just said there, actually. Do you know what I mean? She's basically saying, like, look, mate, you know, you're thinking that because bad stuff has been happening, that it's in relation to these numbers, and you're nitpicking and trying to find reason to blame the numbers. But you make your own luck, yeah? I would have still been in that crash, you know what I mean? Like, floods would have still happened. And to be honest, I agree, you do make your own luck. Like, if you was in a race running a marathon and you was in second place the whole way, and then right at the very end, the winner, or who was potentially going to be the winner, pulls the hamstring and you manage to overtake them in the last 100 yards, yeah, you're lucky, but you've made your own luck. Do you know why? 'Cause you put the effort in, and you've been there, and you've trained, and you're in that situation. I wouldn't be there because I couldn't run it. But what I'm saying is, yeah, you're lucky that you won it, but you've made your own luck for being there in the right place, putting the effort in. And it's just the same with everything. Do you know what I mean? It's lucky that you've guessed how many beans was in that horse that she was saying, but you've took the punt. You've tried it. Do you know what I mean? You had a go. You won the lottery. That's lucky. But you're not going to win it if you didn't play it. Do you know what I'm saying? All these people that don't take part, you've not got no chance. So what I'm saying is you do make your own luck. Sometimes, you know, bad luck can happen. You walked outside, bird shit on you. You know what I mean? It's a wounder. Well, apparently that's good luck, but it's definitely bad. But I like what she's saying there. You're just looking for excuses instead of just, like, getting on with it, because it would have just happened anyway.
Pass me that cup, please.
What's this gunk?
Glue.
Where'd you find glue?
I made it out of rendered animal fat.
Thanks. Giving me something to do. I'm tired of trying to remember what happened to me out there. Bits and pieces here and there. Nothing that makes any real sense.
Jack!
Oh, what's the trick? Oh. Explosion, mate. Oh, that's her house, isn't it?
Somebody trips a wire and the whole place blows up. She knew that one day I'd come back, so she abandoned this place. We'll be trapped in.
I want to know what we're doing in the middle of nowhere. And don't tell me it's because of some stinking batteries. Jack and Zaid could be hurt if not blown to bits, all because you're acting like some bloody nutter.
All right, you want to know? About a year ago, shooting
Ah. Danielle in it, mate, with a sniper.
He,
They were on the plane.
I came here to find... Oh, easy, easy, easy. Please, tell me why you wrote this.
I don't know.
Then no one is even looking for us. Yeah, that's weird, but I just go along with it. Now, I want some friggin' answers!
Our ship picked up a transmission course to investigate. My team continued to search for the transmission source. It was weeks before we found the radio tower, when my team was gone and changed the transmission.
Do you know where they got their power? Power?
Sounds like me. They're associated to the island. That's what it sounds like to me.
The numbers are what brought me here. They brought you. They are cursed.
Probably the first time that somebody's agreed with him.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for someone to agree with me.
He makes it laughing, man. Do you know, if you actually listen to what she was just saying there in a quick, like, breakdown, you know, Hurley come all the way to Australia to see that person with the numbers. Do you know what I mean? Where did he get them from? And he was in this Pacific Ocean, apparently working in the military or the Navy, she was saying, and he heard them. And also she was saying that she was out on a boat, do you know what I mean, on a trip, and she heard them as well, and that's what brought her to the island. Do you know what I mean? So if you think about it, everybody's kind of been like brought here or associated the numbers from this location. They've got it here. Do you know what I mean? She was saying it was on the radio tower going out there. Both of them people heard it, but from that guy getting it, he's passed it on to the guy in obviously the psychiatric ward, who's passed it on to Hurley, who's obviously kind of like full circled it and then ended up being brought back to the island. So if you think about it, those numbers must have some sort of connection here, which is really interesting. It's like a magnetic pull in. I speak about magnetic pulls. It seemed like the compass was off as well. Do you remember when he had it?
Just hate that we're going home empty-handed.
Hey! Hey!
Where's Hurley?
I don't know. He was right behind me then, he just wasn't.
He's just back chilling, look.
Hurley! Need a battery? She says, hey.
I guess it'd been a successful day, to be honest. They know that Saeed's not lying. They got the battery as well, and Hurley got a weight off his shoulders.
You think of a name yet?
Oh, he's made a cradle. Look at him. What a guy.
For the baby.
I was going to give it away.
That must have been a difficult decision.
It's my birthday today. I'm pregnant, single, and on an island in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't really matter that it's my birthday, does it?
At least your birthdays will be close together, you and your baby, and that's good luck.
Okay, I give up. What is it?
That frown upside down. Look at that.
It's a cradle.
Yeah, he's well smart, him, honestly.
Happy birthday, Claire.
I know food's scarce, but your shirt?
When you find a laundromat, you know.
Before we became target practice, you were going to tell me what inspired this little quest.
I think the plane crash might have been my fault. A lot of bad stuff used to happen whenever I was around.
What do you mean, like bad luck?
Yeah, that'd be kind of, mellow way of describing it.
You know what I was doing when the plane went down? I was snorting heroin. In the toilet. I suppose that was your fault as well. I just told you the biggest secret in my life. Thought you'd want to reciprocate.
In it, he opened up.
Back home, I'm worth $156 million.
Fine, don't tell me.
Dude.
I bear my soul, and all I get is bloody jokes.
He should have said that he won the lottery. That's what he said he should have said. It would have been a kind of a bit more believable. He's not lying though, but if someone did come over and tell you that, I don't know, would you believe them? Would you not? I don't know. Oh, look, so the numbers are on that like capsule thing that Locke and Boone have been trying to get in. That's interesting. I wonder how many people in the world have actually tried to place lottery numbers based on them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? I bet, like, when this first come out, the increase on people betting those numbers would have been crazy. And do you know what, Ryan? I don't know how expensive it is in your country to play, but I personally do think it's quite expensive here in the UK. I think it's like £2 a line. Now, I know, obviously, if you win, you get, like, 100 million or whatever, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, it's a lot. It does add up. And I'm sure, like, at one point, it was only, like, 30 numbers. Now it's, like, 40 numbers. Gives it even more of a highly unlikely chance that you're not going to win. It's already impossible, pretty much, to win. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, it's about being lucky. I was saying it before. The only way that you can acquire that luck is you make your own luck. And how do you make it? You actually have to enter. You know what I mean? It's like any raffle. Yeah, it's lucky that you won because 500 people took part. But the fact is, you took part, so you're in it to win it. And that is the thing, you know. The interesting thing what he was just saying there, in my personal opinion, well, not him, but with the numbers and everything, is that Danielle said that her people was drawn to the island because they heard, obviously, a radio call, and it brought them in. And then we also heard that Leonard, basically, he got the numbers off some guy in Australia, but the guy in Australia was obviously working in the Pacific Ocean as well, and he heard it on a signal, and that's obviously, well, not brought him to the island, but it sent him loopy. It did send him loopy. He ended up killing himself, and, you know, talk about, like, bad luck and stuff. His wife didn't believe in that. You know, she was saying the crash would have happened anyway. He would have guessed how many beans was in that thing. Do you know what I mean? Floods and stuff would have still happened. But at the end of the day, though, if accidents and fatalities and injuries and stuff keep happening to people close to you, and it happens that much that you start having to create a big diary and a big book about all the occurrences, then, you know, sometimes it does get a bit suspicious. It actually does. And, you know, it seemed like it was kind of happening that way to Hurley as well, if you think about it. She was saying stuff's not cursed and that, but, you know, ever since he's won it, we've seen his grandpa die. We've seen his brother, his wife left him, his mum broke her ankle, the house was on fire. They were saying that his grandpa's funeral, I think they were saying that the pastor or whatever got struck by lightning. You know, he's come all this way, he's crash landed, you know what I mean? People are dying and getting taken on the island. So, let's be honest, yeah, bad luck. If you acknowledge good luck exists, bad luck does as well. And, you know, it seems like he's got a hell of a lot of it. But it seems like full circle. It seems like the island and the numbers are associated. It's like a magnet that's drawing people in. Now, the main question is, to me, obviously, is like, it seems like everybody that we kind of heard or whatever who's come to the island have never actually left. Do you know what I mean? They've either been here and lost their insanity, or, you know what I mean, they're still here and they've died there, or they're still alive like Danielle. Also, another thing that I picked up is, you know, when Hurley went to see Leonard, he was in the psychiatric ward and he was speaking to the doctor like he's been there before, and he was saying he didn't know him and Leonard was friends. And obviously it would make sense that patients inside the place wouldn't know surnames and stuff like that. And now it's making me think that Hurley, at some point down the line, he was in that facility himself. For whatever reason, hopefully we find out. But yeah, that's kind of got me thinking. Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So, you know, finally got the Hurley episode. It does make sense the way they've actually had to leave it this far into the series, into the season, to be honest. Only because, obviously, they associated his numbers with the capsule right at the very end there. And obviously with the Danielle storyline as well. Which means that, obviously, if he was introduced earlier on in obviously, the season, then you couldn't really tie it in. Maybe you could have dropped it in before we'd done the second episodes of a couple of characters that we've recently been getting. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. There's more to him that I would like to see. I would like to see, you know, what he was doing before he got the money, you know, if he was actually in that psychiatric home. But I thought it was a good episode. I liked it. I'm glad that we got his out of the way. I also think that he was the owner of the box company that Locke works at. I know that sounds like pretty far-fetched, but, you know, the guy said his accounts manager or whatever accountant was saying basically his investments in stocks and shares have doubled his winnings pretty much over the past year. So if he's saying that he's worth $156 million, he technically would have won what is it, 78 million in the first original, you know, like winnings, and then obviously he's you know, invested it and it's increased. But they were saying something about a box company, and obviously if you remember the conversation, well, we did see him working in his office and stuff like that. I don't know if we've seen him physically in the box company there, but when he was having the conversation with Boone when he was walking through the jungle, when he was saying, you know, what did you do on the outside? And he said that he obviously works in a box company. Boone didn't believe him, did he? Which I thought was pretty funny, but obviously he's telling the truth, and it seems like Hurley is a possible owner of it, which is crazy as well, you know. It seems like I said, everything, he's just pulling everybody in. Now, Locks is really smart and really clever. I've been saying that, you know, if I was on the island, I'd try to take up some sort of craftsmanship, create things, you know, keep my mind active. And he's created that little, did you call it a cot? I call it a cot, but it's cradle or whatever for the baby. Really, really good. And he knows how to create his own glue from fat from the animals, which is madness as well. I also like the fact that we're seeing another raft be built. You know, we've seen Michael build one already, and I thought it was really good. And, you know, that was the first kind of little bit that we're seeing him being creative. And it seems like he's working well with Jin now, which is funny. You know, all season they've been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And now they're like, teamwork, mate. It's a teamwork. Do you know what I'm saying? And also, we know that Michael, Wall, and Sawyer are going to be on there, but there's one spot open. So we've got 4 positions, and we don't know who's actually taking up that one. They got the battery today, obviously, after Hurley's been over and spoken to Danielle, because they want to get it so that they can call or send out a distress signal when they're actually far out into the sea. Obviously, they're just going to be floating and drifting for ages, aren't they? They're going to need to obviously, hopefully, communicate with people. But I also want to know what this black rock is, and, you know, it's been mentioned a few times now, and, you know, Danielle was saying as well, that is where the, you know, the communications tower is, you know, where it's obviously sending out the signal. That's where it is, the Black Rock. Now, it seems like she's not been up there for ages, because when she first took Saeed, she was saying that it's now acquired by the others. But then again, the only people that we know is the others is technically Ethan, who's now dead. So I'll be interested to see what we do with that. And also, Saeed's finally got his picture back of his girlfriend / person that he loves on the outside. I don't know if Shannon's ever seen it, but I'll be interested to see how Shannon reacts once she finds that out. But overall, I thought it was a good episode. Really enjoyed it, and I can't wait, obviously, to see the final 3 episodes of the season. If you did enjoy it today, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.